You know, just when you thought the world couldn't get any more crazy, well, it gets crazier. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today, how an experimental story called I Sexually Identify as an Attack Helicopter. Unironic. Apparently this was a legitimate story. Hello everyone, this is Mr. Obvious, and today on TheVerge.com. So, I'm as baffled as you are. Really, like, the fact that anybody might create a story like this non-ironically, well, it makes me laugh, and it makes me wonder if this is all one big troll. Let's find out. Here we can see how an experimental story about gender and warfare shook the sci-fi community. Isabel Fall's story raised questions about how we read online. Now, I'm sure that this it sounds like a troll. It sounds like a troll. I find myself, this is hard to believe. In early January, the influential science fiction and fantasy SFF magazine, Clark's World, published a story by an unknown author named Isabel Fall. The story was titled, I Sexually Identify as an Attack Helicopter, which describes the premise. It's about a woman who becomes a weapon of war, but it's also the origin of a cruel copy pasta used to harass trans people. No, it's not. No, it is not. Okay, this is a lie. It's an absolute lie. Okay, now we have to explain the meme. So, I sexually identify as an attack helicopter isn't a parody of anything to do with trans people. In fact, it's a parody of Tumblr. You see, on Tumblr, for a long time, there were a lot of nonsense blogs saying, well, we could be any gender we want. My gender is, plants. I'm a plantkin. I only eat sunlight. This was a real thing. And it's also a parody of the fact that there are literally groups out there who think that there are an infinite number of genders, an infinite number of genders, that you could just make up a gender, basically, and hence the joke, hence the meme. Well, what if I identify as an attack helicopter? It's a meme, and a pretty old one at that. So here on Know Your Meme, we're going to read a little bit of the entry about I sexually identify as an attack helicopter is a copy pasta about a male who dreams of becoming a helicopter. It parodies absurd gender and sexual identification posts often found on forums and blogging sites, most notably Tumblr. There you go. Exploring the topic by including references to social justice and terms like check your privilege. So it became a copy pasta, it became a huge meme, and that's where the meme comes from. It was to make fun of Tumblr. It has nothing to do with what the article is claiming, which is a complete and utter lie. As usual, these people can't meme, and they don't know memes. They don't understand memes at all. So it has nothing to do with disparaging anyone. It's making fun of the concept of infinite random genders.
What this is? Oh my god, what the fuck is that, bro? Jay, what the fuck is that? What the hell? It's a baby fucking wheel, man. What is that fucking thing? This fucking thing. Holy shit. Holy shit, Jay. Oh my god. Oh man, we need to fucking go get that shit, bro.
Part of Clark's World audience absolutely loved the story, viewing it as an ambitious and beautifully written exploration of gender, but others saw something insidious. Nobody knew who Isabel Fall was. Maybe she was just a trans woman reclaiming an ugly meme. Clark's World had just elevated the work of a hateful troll. The result was a panic dispute that saw the story taken offline, at the author's request. Now, this is what, I have no idea. Like, I personally have no idea whether this was a huge troll or not. We're looking into it. I'm looking into it. I'm gonna see if I can dig up the archive of the story, and heck, maybe I'll give you a full reading. Who knows? I don't know if people would be interested in that, but I don't know. It could be painful. So the story was taken offline. Okay, that we do know. It's dangerous to talk about any community as a cohesive whole, and people across all communities read differently. Most of us read to be affirmed, to see what we long for more in the world. Blah, 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 blah. The risk has manifested in concrete incidents over the past few years in genre fiction communities, young adult romance, science fiction, blah, 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 culture wars, gripped with gaming, comics, and film fandoms. Blah, 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 blah. People read books. Okay, yeah, I get it. This is because prominent SFF organizations, publications, and major industry figures have been making more overt efforts in recent years to confront bigotry and to center marginalized communities in its discourse. Nonsense. Absolute nonsense. What I've been seeing a lot, especially in these industries, are... I posted a meme the other day. So here you can see a meme that I posted on YouTube. And this meme explains exactly what I'm talking about. You see, this is what the social justice and woke crowd does. They infiltrate. They destroy. They ruin. Here you see. The circle of diversity. Step 1. We demand to be included in your space to make it more diverse and inclusive. Step 2. We demand you change this space to our liking and ban stuff that offends us. Step 3. We demand you be kicked out of the space we created since you offended us. Step 4. LOL. If you hate us, why not just make your own space? All the way back to the beginning. This is a circle of destruction that they wrought. So I don't believe it when they say this. I really don't. Okay, you got a lot of people here with bad intentions who don't understand. Fall was a completely unknown author, with only her name and birth listed in her bio, and the story used terms and phrases such as dysphoria and when I was a woman in ways that some readers felt misrepresented the trans experience, and others felt offered a rigid, degrading description of womanhood. It wasn't difficult to imagine the story of being a vicious joke, or worse, an attempt to infiltrate mainstream SFF with prejudices that align with right-wing politics. Since when did right-wing politics become a bad word, or become like a bad thing? Like, well, these people are nuts. These people are crazy. Really? Oh, he's a right-winger, it's so bad, oh my god. Insane. Some even speculated that the author's birth year and name might be code for bad, bad men. It's so funny. Like, this is why I wonder too, is it a troll? Because, well, this is the thing though. There's so many numbers and phrases that people can say, oh, that's a bad symbol. I think that's a bad symbol in reference to bad people from World War II. But oftentimes, it's just nonsense. Or like fringe stuff. It's ridiculous. So, there was a lot of, apparently, trans readers who did not like this story, who said that they were valuing reading art over trans safety, which is nonsense. It's just a story. What if this person really was trans? What if this author really wrote this story to like take back the meme or something? Maybe they were a troll, who knows? But is that for you to decide? And if it was someone who is legitimately trying to express their art, who are you to tell them that they can't? I would love to read the story, and then I can decide for myself. What meaning do I find of it? And maybe I'll make a full audiobook of my original reading of her story. Maybe I will. Maybe I will. And then maybe we can find out what we think. But I don't think that it's their... I don't think that they get to choose. That's ridiculous. Now, here on Clark's World, this is their clarksworldmagazine.com. It says, about the story by Isabel Fall. They did remove it. They, in fact, removed it. Now, I believe the reason they removed it is because of the backlash and controversy that's mentioned in the Verge article. Here you see some points. They say it was not a hoax, that the bio is intentionally short, the internet presence is negligible, she was born in 1988. There are people who accuse her of being like a World War II bad man because of her birth year. While it's entirely possible this is all a troll, I don't know. Apparently, Isabel herself wanted the story taken down, yada yada. So they did take it down. They do make some good points that I actually agree with. There is no true trans experience. And I have to agree. Yeah, no one's the same. Why should anyone have the same experience? So that's nonsense. You can't just say, oh, well, this doesn't fit my experience, so it's obviously, like, making fun of us. No. Who are you to deny someone else their own unique experience? It should be fine for people to express their what they want to express. See, this is why we have freedom of speech. Doesn't matter who you are. Doesn't matter what you write about. Doesn't matter what you believe. You've got a right to express your stories. And this is a story I want to read. Well, I don't know if I want to read it, but I at least want to see what it's all about. But they took it down. They took it down. So, at her own request, she took down the story and she donated her payment for the story to charity. Or so the story goes. Apparently, she's also withdrawing future work from her submissions. They drove her off the internet. Here's the thing. Oh my God, these people are toxic. These people are the ones who drove her offline. It wasn't right-wingers that drove her offline. It was these left-wing crazy people. Some critics didn't care. Being trans and being sorry didn't absolve all from harm. To trans safety and inclusion, are you crazy? You're the one who's being harmful. This author left the science fiction community because you drove them out. Because you're toxic. You are harming inclusion. You are being divisive. You are being insane. I wish your story was still up. Why not? See, this is who these people really are. They are sick, twisted individuals who are actually very toxic. So other people were upset to see this new writer driven from the genre. Because people got upset that most of the fans were non-trans. But so what? If you write a cool story, I'm pretty sure anybody can like it. Like, these people are insane. Okay, if I write a story, I don't care if you're a liberal. I don't care if you're a left-winger. I've had dreams of being an author ever since I was a little kid. I've wanted to write my own stories. I've wanted to express my stories. I'm probably not amazing at it. If I wrote something, it might be cliche, or maybe it's not the best written, or my editing and my grammar, maybe it won't be amazing. And honestly, I'm kind of scared to even approach that passion of mine. But look at this world. We're having authors kicked offline, driven away. I would be happy if a left-winger, if one of these woke crazy people, if they like my story, that's cool, because that means I wrote a good story and it transcends political differences. You know what I mean? Wow, this article's peak clown world. When we jump from "this makes me uncomfortable" to "this is only a weapon for our enemies to use against us," we give those enemies an easy target, our fear. The 2019 film Joker, for instance, could have been read as an indictment of inadequate social services. Instead, even before almost anybody had seen the film, it was written off as a rallying cry for racists and incels. Those people took up the call with glee, and we lost the chance to talk about the film's ambiguities. Yeah, that's actually a really good point. I actually agree with The Verge here. Because the media and because these woke leftist journalists slandered the film The Joker and said, "Oh my God, the Joker will cause violence," which it didn't. I heard the film was actually kind of left-wing. It kind of had some left-wing points like welfare and free healthcare and stuff like that. But apparently no, it was just an incel cringe fest, according to the left. And then the film went on to make $1 billion. So yeah. So they make a very good point here. We shouldn't be suppressing criticism so much as getting better at it. Targeting the content of the page, not the suspected content of the author's heart. That's a really nice line. And I gotta admit, as much as I think The Verge is a joke, they have interesting articles sometimes. But you know what, my friends, that's pretty much the story. And I have to agree with the final point at least. How about we don't push authors away? How about we criticize the content of their work? Not what we think. Not what we think they are. Troll, actual person, who knows? Criticize the work, not the author. But that's merely the obvious. Well, that's all for now, folks. What do you think about this story? What do you think about this experimental story about gender and warfare that shook the scientific community? Be sure to let me know. And I might just make an audiobook if I can find the archive. We'll see. Now, as always, if you want to support the content that I make, you can join me on Patreon or Subscribestar for as low as $1. There is a joining bonus if you're interested. You can find those details on my pages down below in the description. There are links. They'll take you to my Patreon, my Subscribestar. There's more details there. You can also donate via Bitcoin. Oh, and if you enjoyed this this video, be sure to share it. I think there's more people out there who would be interested in hearing about this whole event. As always, thanks for watching. This has been Mr. Obvious, and I'll see you all next time.